Howdy, howdy, fellas. Got a World of Warships Legends match today in the Cossack 38. They did a whole bunch of tweaks, improvements, buffs, a handful of nerfs. Still don't fully get the Tennessee one. Whatever, it's a good ship, but like, doesn't it really? Anyway, uh, this most recent update, yeah, some good stuff. Cossack 38 got improved. Here is the build that I'm running with Grot Maz. His unique skill, his like innate skill is yeah, but I love his unique skill. Let's take a look at these stats on the Cossack. So there's the guns. It's got 8 guns at tier 6. Torpedoes are bad, but still respectable. You know, you can't just ignore it. AA defense is trashed here. Maneuverability is not the best, but it's not bad. Concealment is actually better than some of its peers. This is the biggest change, is the loadout. The torpedo's got a bit of a reload buff, but that's kind of meh. The loadout that it got, the kind of more standard British loadout, is great. Here's how it's done. It's only 9 battles, doesn't really matter. Compared to the Jervis, it has more health, has like the same guns, but it has 8 instead of 6. Way fewer torpedoes, faster reload, but the Jervis is absolutely better torpedoes because it has 10 instead of 4. AA's garbage. Jervis is a little more maneuverable, but the concealment is actually a little bit worse, which I was surprised to see. I think, yeah, I was like, wait, did I mess up my Jervis build? No, it's full concealment. So Cossack 38 is actually a little bit stealthier, contrary to the fact that this thing is a big boat. I mean, you look at this thing, and the Jervis basically ends where that third turret is, more or less. I think it kind of has the similar midpoint. I don't know the specific dimensions offhand, but the Cossack 38 picks up that extra turret, loses a torpedo rack. You know, if you're not in it for the gunboat, the Jervis is probably a better kind of all-around destroyer at the tier. But I like gunboats, and I think picking up that extra turret on the Cossack, despite the fact that it has horrible firing angles, that is definitely one of its weaknesses. You look at this, like, you don't pick up either of the rear turrets until you are, like, woof, really flat. And so you absolutely have to play around that, but I think when they changed this to the standard kind of British short destroyer smokes, that plays more to that, because it used to have the like 2, I think they were basically American smokes. I'm not 100% sure that they had American duration, the like 2 minutes, but I think that's basically what they were. When you have to like sit broadside in your smoke for a long time and don't have the flexibility, I just really find that doesn't play to destroyer strengths most of the time. That these shorter smokes, I think, are better suited to this type of play. Here, I smoke up to shoot this Foudre. Part of the reason is, you saw me earlier, I'm super frustrated in this match. It's crossplay off. Like, guys, turn on crossplay. It's just dumb. 3 of our 6 ships, so it's 6 on each team, 3 of our 6 ships were AFK for the first like 3 minutes of the match. So I'm super annoyed. And also just thinking about how this match is going to go. If 2 of our battleships and 1 of our destroyers are AFK, like, we've got to start doing damage like now. Then I get tripped up by the torps. So what I dodged were unspotted torps from an Akatsuki. You'll see him in a second. And then I'm pretty sure those are the La Perla torpedoes that I ate based on the damage, and then just the direction of travel. Like, ugh. So now I'm like, oh god, like, we've got 3 AFKs. I just ate 2 torpedoes. I'm at 3,000 health. Like, this is, I'm super frustrated at this match, but never give up. You know, part of me just wanted to send it, like YOLO rush something, but that's not going to do anything. I've got the smokes. I actually noticed that the AFK guys, or at least some of them, are playing now, so it's like, okay, we at least have a chance, you know? Even with no health, I've still got smokes. I'm still a destroyer. I can still do spotting. I noticed that, oh, what was it? It's a Leipzig on our flank is actually doing work, and I'm like, you know what? This game's not over yet. Don't give up. Don't give in. Like, oh, hey, sneaking a kill on the fire. All right. And here comes Akatsuki. I believe he's probably picked up by the La Perla sonar, or sorry, the Leipzig sonar. And here you get a taste of what this extra gun turret can do, especially with Grotmaz, but even with the available free-to-play British commanders is still quite good. The damage output, especially on tier 6, but even holding up against tier 7 destroyers, not the cream of the crop gunboats like Friesland and Akazuki and stuff, sure, yeah, they'll outgun you. But just having 8 guns, when you can get them on target, is actually pretty good on this thing. It's what I always wanted it to be prior to the changes, buffs. I'm going to call them buffs. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's upset about them, but I vastly prefer this loadout to the previous one, and they did flat out add the sonar, so I think that is unequivocally a buff. And the British short smokes, I think play much more to how you kind of quote-unquote should be playing a destroyer. Maybe I'll say what I find the most effective way to play a destroyer. If you're just sitting in your smoke for 2 minutes at a time, odds are good something's going wrong. Like, that's not what a destroyer should do. Sure, a cruiser or like a something like that can sit and smoke for a while and farm. They've got the damage output. Destroyer needs to be moving and spotting and capping and stuff like that. 2 minutes is too long for destroyer smoke. British short smokes, yes please. Smoke up again. Again, I am just kind of thinking through the match. We've got to get some damage on these things. If I can set a fire on this Fudra, yep, he's got a fire from the Leipzig. Like, especially if I set a fire, he DCPs, I get a flood. Like, I'm kind of thinking through that chain of events. But then, boom, he eats 3 of those mediocre, but still a threat torpedoes, and he goes down. And I should maybe to clarify that, the torpedoes individually are still good. Like, they are Jervis torpedoes. Those are definitely decent torpedoes, decent range, damage and speed for the tier. It's just the single rack of 4 is not amazing, so you're not going to get the most of your damage from your torpedoes. I think you really have to lean on the guns in this thing, which is fine. That's kind of what I prefer anyway, and I like that there are different options for different destroyers. But I love that it does have the 4. Something like a Friesland can just get any ship in the game that's not another destroyer can just kind of free push into you as a Friesland. Like, yes, you can put out some damage, you can set it on fire. There have been times where I've tried to push a Friesland and regretted it just because the guns really are that ferocious. But broadly speaking, you just get pushed for free in a destroyer with no torpedoes, and the fact that this one just does have that torpedo threat at all, I think is really valuable, and I really like it. So yeah, we see the Lightning go down. That's great. I should also mention that the 3 AFK ships were the first 3 ships on our team to go down. So we have... oh, it's an Amalfi. I'm pretty sure it's an Amalfi. Yeah, this is a 6-7 game, so it has to be an Amalfi. He's kind of kiting around, staying alive. We have actually... we've kept A for a while. We are down to just the last 2 ships. I actually think, at this point, I'm like, alright, well, I ate 2 torpedoes, went down to no health, but we've kind of turned this thing around as long as we don't get sloppy. I have to be careful for the Constellation radar. I mean, he knows I'm over here somewhere. You can see the cap is flipping. So he's almost certainly looking to radar me. The Constellation radar is 9.4 or 9.5 kilometers. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's the same as the Missouri, which I think that's 9.4. But anyway, I'm in range of him right now, so I'm a little nervous about this. I'm like, oof, what do I need to do? I want to shoot him. I don't want him to radar me, but I think I'm looking at his guns. I'm seeing him pointed the other way. I'd also like to take, if I can distract him enough that he's not a threat, or he's not shooting at the Amalfi, doesn't sink the Amalfi, I think I'm going to be safe behind these islands before he can get his guns turned around, even if he does radar me, even if I get spotted, whatever. So, I'm kind of trying to use the island cover while also distracting him, and also trying to set fires, trying to do the, cycle the DCP, all the same kinds of things I was doing with the Fudra, just get damage on these things so they can't just run around the map for free, take out the cruisers, and then hunt me down. And I want the damage, why not? But also, I'm not, especially in a destroyer, the initial engagement on the Fudra notwithstanding, I'm not going to trade health detection, things like that, for damage on a battleship, full health battleship. That's just not generally going to be worth it. But here, I'm specifically trying to distract him. I know I'm almost out of radar range, those kind of things, and then I think That was a shot. I believe that's a Nagato, 15 kilometers away. That was way closer than I had really anticipated it was going to be, so got a little lucky there. But, we'll take it. We deserve a little luck in this match. This Leipzig that's kind of right off to my side is actually played actually both of these cruisers did. I mean, this game would have been a total loss wash without these guys. I you know, I think I messaged. I think one of them actually took the message. Like I was like, "Good game, man." Oh yeah, I remember. It was the Amalfi that we'd actually played before. I mentioned that previously in a previous video. It's always fun to run into somebody that you just kind of randomly run into before and have a good game again. It's just like, yeah, there are good people out there. They're good players. They're kind people. There are also turd heads. Like it is what it is. It's just like the real world. There's a mix of people out there. But I always like it when I run into someone and it's productive, and especially when it's productive more than once. So. Put on the sonar, just in case this guy did some crazy zoning torpedoes. Constellation does have torpedoes, so you gotta keep watch on those. Again, I want to just, like, keep in the back of their heads these two battleships. Like, there is a destroyer still out here. Don't get confident. Don't get too good with your shots on the cruisers. I'm trying to keep them alive, but also acknowledging I have 3,000 health. If I get shot, I'm gonna die. I would just spot for the cruisers. That's a thing that I want to do. But I don't have a good angle on the Constellation. He's doing, like, kind of a... I don't know how else he plays this. Once he gets that low, I think he ate torpedoes from the Amalfi. He doesn't have a lot of great options. Maybe nose in or, kind of hide behind one of these closer islands. But I was trying to keep him spotted. He's running out of spotting range. Would love to just free spot him for the Leipzig, but the Constellation's kind of playing against me, trying to keep from doing that. At this point, I'm looking at Nagato, looking at the Constellation. I'm like, this might be a Kraken. Go down to 3,000 health, get a Kraken. I'm looking at the Nagato, and he's like, ooh, he's low. I kind of want to shoot him. And I'm like, no, he's not the priority target. Like, the Amalfi and the Leipzig have him. I don't need to mess with that. Like, it's not worth it. I wanted it, but it's not worth it. Go for the win first, especially in this hard-fought game. Like, I would feel terrible if I lost the game for the other two guys in the game. Of course for myself, I want the win. But it's also like, these guys have played well. They've played hard. They were in the same game I was, and they didn't let me down. I don't want to let them down. So, yeah, give up the Kraken for the win. And that's always going to be my choice. I'd rather win than have the Kraken. Pick up the high caliber. There's only 6 ships in the game, so hey, why not? We set him on fire and he's burning, and I'm like, ooh, this might be it. If I can get him burning, fully down, that would be amazing. Take another cheeky shot as he's spotted for a second there. And then, does he put the fire out? Yeah, no, fire's still burning, so I'm like, alright, maybe we got this. I also think if I can get on this island, I can contest it. Hey, there's the torpedoes I was talking about earlier. If I get on the island, I'll contest it. He's likely to come in and try to radar me. I can wait for him. I can play cat and mouse around the island. I was kind of expecting, like, counting on my sonar a little bit. It's only 3.5 kilometers, which isn't amazing, but it's enough. But then it ran out, so I wasn't really paying attention to that. That's a little bit of a mistake, but with target locator, I should know where he's coming. So we'll just wait for a second. While I'm chilling, I always forget to say this. It's like the social media thing. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever. I don't really care about, like, in a sense that I need, want, views, subscribers, whatever, but I would like to interact with people and, share. I enjoy playing, talking about this game, so if anybody else would like to do that as well, that's kind of what I'm here for. And if you have any ships, questions, commanders, anything like that, I don't have them all, but I have a lot. So if there's anything you'd like to see, have questions about, see how it's played, see if I can do it. Some of the ships I'm terrible with, so I might show you how bad I am, but, let me know below. Yeah, it kind of cheeky launched those torps. I think he was blind firing me. We all know it's the end of the game. Take him down. I would have loved that cap, because I think that might have put me up. I don't think it would have been a 3,500 game, but it would have been a little bit higher. So yeah, almost a Kraken, and we get 3K in a 6-ship game. I'll